Hello, welcome everybody to another session on Boardgamearena. Today we're going to be playing The Builders Middle Ages. Set up a game here with Mecha 735, so let's get started. If you haven't played The Builders Middle Ages before, I'll explain a wee bit to start. So each player, each turn has 3 actions, you can see up here. Makers use all 3 very quickly. With your actions, you have a few options. You can pick one of these buildings up the top, blueprints, and with those blueprints, you can build the building in later turns. You can also pick workers, and these workers help you to work on these plans, these blueprints, and make buildings which give you coins by this symbol and victory points by this symbol. Now, a good strategy that I like to go by is to pick buildings and workers so that you can complete buildings with just 2 actions. So I'll explain what that means in a sec. But let's try and figure out what are we going to do here. Which builders are we going to take? Let's take this one. Let's take this one. And I'm also going to go with this building here. We'll just end my turn. So you can take buildings with or blueprints with your action. You can take workers, and you can also get workers to work on your buildings. And I'll probably do that within the next turn or two. And you can see on the top of the worker card, that's how much it costs for a builder to work on a blueprint. So if I got this builder to work on this building, it would cost me 4 coins. So let's get back to picking some buildings. Here we go. What are we going to go for? We need a worker to get these top 2 categories, the brick category and the lumber category. Which this one works, but I just wish he was a bit better. We've been a wee bit unlucky with what builders we're going to get, and he's in a really nice spot. Really nice spot with his workers, so we're in a little bit of trouble here. Got to work our way out of this somehow. So I'm going to take... Yeah, we're in a bit of trouble. Let's get to some workers. We need some workers. We need some high quality workers to be able to start working on our buildings. I'm just going to take this one as well, and I'm going to use my craftsman here for 4 coins to work on the circular saw. Now this circular saw, it's a tool, and once you complete a tool, you have that tool for the rest of the game, and you can use that to complete your building. So I've got the circular saw. It allows me to it has 3 lumber, so if I use the circular saw on the rural relay, those 3 woods will be accounted for by the circular saw. So this one's a really nice one for me to help complete this. In just 2 actions I could use this one and my craftsman here and complete that rural relay. That's a hard word to say. So they worked out quite nicely for me. The benefit of the tools is that it doesn't cost you any money either. So this one cost me 4, this one won't cost me anything. Alright, back to it. We're going much slower than this person. He's or she is playing very well at the moment. And we're behind a wee bit, I would say. So we got to hopefully get lucky and something will work out for us. So I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to take this one here. Now this one here is good again. I mean, it's not much money and not much victory points, but it's one that we can complete in just 2 actions. And that's really efficient. Yeah, these small 2 point, 3 point, even 4 point buildings, if you can complete them in 2 actions, then you're away laughing. These 5 point buildings, you're not going to be able to complete in 2 actions, but if you can do that in 3 actions, then that's really good. if you're using any more, you're using a lot of time and you're losing a lot of money. So it's good to be able to do it in just 2 or 3 actions. Now, one thing I didn't explain is putting your workers to work on buildings, how that really works. Now, my turn again. It's coming around quickly. Now, this one again, one that I can complete in just 2 actions. So it's a really good building for me. So I'm going to take that one. Now, you'll notice last round I didn't use the circular saw and this craftsman in the same turn. Now, the reason I didn't do that is because if you place a worker or a tool on a building, and that's the first tool or worker you've placed on that building in that turn, then it will cost you just 1 action. If you try and place a builder or a tool on a building, and it's the second one you're trying to put on in that turn, then it will actually cost you 2 actions for that second builder or tool that you try and put on. So it would cost you 3 actions in total. 1 for the first one and 2 for the second one. So 3 actions in total to put 2 workers or tools onto a building in the same turn. So ideally, you want to put 1 worker on a building and then finish it off the next round with another builder or tool. So that round I put the circular saw on this one, and then next round I'm going to finish it off with this craftsman. And then I'm going to start another building and finish it off the following turn with the craftsman. You also notice different names down here on the workers. So you got the apprentice. They only have 2 little notches to their belt. So they're cheap. They only cost 2 coins to get to work, but downside with them is that they don't give you much in the way of work output, and it costs them a whole action to get them and then another action for them to go to work. So you want to make the most of your actions. So apprentices aren't great, but you do start with one and they can be useful in certain situations. But most of the time you want to stay away from them. Same goes for labourers. Quite situational. I took one at the start because I didn't have much other choice, and he kind of worked well with my craftsman here. So that's why I took him. But usually you want to stay away from those 2, the craftsmen's and the masters. They are the cards that you want to go for. They are the ones that are really going to speed up your game and get you lots of points quickly. You also want your workers to work together. So with Micah's workers, these 2 workers, this master and this master, do a very similar job. So for Micah's benefit, that second craftsman didn't really give her any extra benefit. Now she probably took it to block me, to stop me from getting him. And if that's the case, it was a good move. But if she took it for her own benefit, then there's not much extra benefit. But it is a card that would have benefited me, so I think well done, Micah, on that play. What am I going to do here? What is my plan going forward? I'm going to take this one. Now the tools, they don't give you any money, but they do give you points. And that is the name of the game. Now the name of the game, if we go to how to play, the goal is to get a certain amount of points. End of the game when a player gets 17 victory points. You also get 1 point for every 10 coins you have left over, so having money left over is good, but the game will end as soon as one player gets to 17. Now, if you're the player that started, then the other player will get 1 more turn, and then the game will be over. If you're the player that went second, and you get to 17, then the game ends automatically. You automatically win. So it's just a fair way of doing it. Both players get the same number of turns. So we're doing what? We're creeping up to that 17. We're creeping up there, and I think Micah started from memory. I think so. So we've got a lot of coins. We're creeping up to that 17 mark. I think we're doing all right now. But we've got to finish it off. Now, it's annoying. I've had this one for the whole game, and it's a really nice one, 4 points. But I haven't got the workers to finish it off in 2 workers, which is a bit of a shame. But we're going to try and complete it anyway, because it's a very good building. Same with this one here. I mean, this one is a much lesser building, but at the moment, I would actually need 3 actions, 3 different workers to finish this one off. So it hasn't quite worked out for me. I could take this worker, and that would help me a lot. I would then be able to just do it in 2 actions, so I might consider that. We'll just see what happens. How's Micah doing? I haven't really been following her that closely. Wow, there we go. The chapel is almost finished for her. So as soon as she finishes the chapel, she'll be up to 15 points. And they've got another 4 here that's close to finishing. So the game is going to be over very shortly. So I've really got to finish it off. And I'll probably just finish this off this turn. So remember how I said I placed 1 on there. And that's the first one I put on. So that's just 1 action. But this second one I'm putting on, it's the second one I'm putting on in this round. So that's going to cost me 2 actions. So I started with 3. But I used 1 for the first one, 2 for the second one, so that's all my actions gone. Now I think that's all I'm going to do. This one's going to cost me 3 actions. Every action... Look at that. We won. Fantastic. What a game. But you can buy extra actions for 5 coins each. And that can be worth it, especially if you're trying to finish off the game at the end. But we didn't need to do that. Mike started the game. So we snuck in there and got the victory. GG, Micah, well played. I think she started off stronger than us. She had a good start. She got some good builders, but thankfully we were able to come back. We got a few buildings that we only need 2 actions for, so it really allowed us to get some momentum and a very good victory in the end. Almost double the score. Micah, great start. Just fell away a wee bit. Let's look at some stats. Thinking time. Ooh, I mean, we need to speed up a bit, don't we? Look at that. But I guess that comes with explaining the game a wee bit. Points from buildings, 17. Points from coins. We got over 30 coins, but less than 40, so we got 3 points there. Now, this is, you can see where we won the game. Actions recruit. She used 3 more actions to get workers, to get new workers into her army. And she picked 1 more building as well. But we put more workers to work, and that is what's going to actually help you at the end of the day. That's what's going to finish buildings, and that's what's going to get you points. So you want to be as efficient as possible. You want to, take as few buildings and take as few workers as possible to get you those points, to finish those buildings. It's all about efficiency, and thankfully we were able to do it today. Well, that's it for this time around. A wee bit of an introduction to the builders, and we will be playing this again. Maybe go through a wee bit more strategy, and there's also an expansion to this game. So, hey, we'll have many other games to come in the future. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time.